Good evening. Well, good afternoon. Still afternoon hours. And once again, my name is Craig. I am your recovery coach here at Capital Recovery Center. And tonight is, guess what? Live at 5, MIT Mentoring Group. This is a hybrid group. We're still talking about mentorship, the importance of it, because we feel that there is a need within our community. Regardless of where you reside, there's always room for mentors and mentees. And so today we're going to be talking about 10 characteristics of a role model within the scope of mentoring. And so I felt the need to share this, and please share, like, subscribe, let somebody know that we are on every Tuesday at 5 p.m. And we're talking about men in training. So, okay, without further ado, this article is brought to you by FamilyFocusBlog.com. FamilyFocusBlog.com. You can go online and retrieve this information. So let's get right into it. 10 characteristics of a role model. All right. And so while people have the capability to be a rock of stability and achieve feats of human excellence, they also can fall victim to reckless mistakes and poor decisions. All right. So there's highs and lows in life. People can achieve highs, and lows. Good role models are like beacons of light that show you the way through their own example. Wow. Beacon of light. I heard that early on. Somebody was talking about, we were watching a video by this young man by the name of Recovery Dan. He was talking about the beacon of light. And so filling that void. All right. Here are 10 characteristics of a role model that makes them natural leaders and serve to remind you of what is truly important. All right. So let's talk about what makes a good role model. Having a role model to emulate often helps kids and even adults to achieve the results they desire and stay on a productive path. Role models' qualities are worth striving to cultivate because they possess the ability to act as guardrails that protect the success and integrity of one's life. Role model characteristics are important to exhibit to our children and help them develop as well. So role model has the ability to act as a safety net, someone who can set up rails or guardrails, as the article talks about, to protect success and integrity. That's one of the very important aspects of being not only a role model, but as being a mentor or a mentee. And so it works vice versa, to have to strive for success and do it with integrity. Integrity is what? We often know that integrity is doing the right thing when no one is looking. Even when no one is watching you, you're always doing the right thing. All right. And so we want to strive and to achieve that always. We can all serve as role models in various ways to our peers, but as parents, it is our duty. We must exhibit the behavior we desire in our children in order to be an effective role model. All right. It says developmental psychologists emphasize that it is parents who constitute the most important role model and that their influence is crucial to their offspring personality development. So it often says that the first lesson learned, or the first person to be a role model, is our parents, and it all starts at home. Okay. Good role models share these characteristics. What are the characteristics of a good role model? Here are 10 qualities shared by a good role model. Let's talk about them. And the first one deals with willpower. Willpower is the ability to act through adversity for the sake of a greater purpose. All right. And so for all those who may not know what adversity defined as that is to get over or go through some negativity of one's life, or some challenges that one may faces in one's life. So it don't have to be negative, but it can be some challenges that or barriers that one faces in life. All right, for the sake of a greater purpose. Ideal role models will often have overcome poor circumstances. They will gracefully deal with problematic situations in creative, intelligent ways to achieve their goals or overcome adversity. There go that word again, adversity. All right. So no one is immune from adversity. The ability to pull passion to succeed from within themselves is one of the admirable qualities of a role model. Let me read that again because that there has some volume and some value to it. And it says the ability to pull passion to succeed from within themselves is one of the admirable qualities of a role model. I like what it says, to succeed from within themselves. And so therefore, that's basically saying that once you do some serious soul searching and you dig deep within yourself to find a solution to some adversity, it says you will bring out the best of yourself when you're doing it from a positive perspective. All right. As parents, demonstrating willpower in the small things like having dinner before dessert is a good daily habit. I remember having grown up in our household, we couldn't have dessert before dinner. And so I guess it holds true to today because why? If you eat your dessert before your dinner, you spoil your appetite. All right. And so learn to have and exhibit willpower in small situations. Help us to develop it and display it when it comes to bigger situations where our choices need to reflect our own values. Here we're talking about role models, we're talking about values, we're talking about admirable qualities. This is some good stuff right here. In other words, doing the right thing. Remember I said that, doing the right thing, integrity. We talk about that. In other words, doing the right thing becomes a habit, which makes it easier even to avoid inappropriate behavior in more challenging spots. Oh man, this is some really, really good stuff. And I hope whoever watching this take heed to some of this stuff, write some notes, get your pen and pencil out and your paper. And or if you got your tablet, because we know we're in a modern technological era. And so whatever it takes to get the information within yourself or use it for your memory banks, utilize it. Let's talk about confidence. Confidence is a role model quality of behalf of belief. All right, let's read that again. Confidence is a role model quality of belief that pushes a simple yes from the mind out into the world. One of the best ways to build confidence is exhibit a positive attitude and to teach through encouragement. So one can't be shy, can't be fidget. One cannot be nervous. Well, you could be nervous, but you got to have the confidence to be able to exhibit some positive attitudes and to teach through encouragement. All right. Setting high expectations and show disappointment in a child's failure to reach them is only setting them up for failure. Oh, wow. And so a lot of times we as adults, we not only for children, we set high expectations, we set high expectations for ourselves. And when we don't achieve them, yeah, sometimes it can be very disappointing. However, all right, it's not to badger or belittle someone or to get discouraged. All right, and so it's just basically saying pick yourself up, try it again, because it's often said that success is often required through some type of failure. Failure can be our learning experience in life, all right? And so encourage your child, reward their hard work towards their goals with kind words and praise their efforts. These things build confidence, all right? And so if you got a child who may fail in academia, maybe have one class, maybe a math, and it's something that may be very challenging. It may be something that really they're not really comfortable in the subject matter. However, don't beat them, don't browbeat them, don't be so hard on them. Encourage them, influence them, even if it takes to get a tutor. And so mentorship is like tutoring someone, or what we used to call in therapeutic community, shadowing someone. Basically, when you shadow someone, you actually helping them along the way through the process. Kids need a confident role model that teaches them to be confident too. Even if they aren't certain of how to do something, a successful people will be confident that it can be both be done if they put research and effort into it. And so there's nothing that you can't do, especially when you give it your all in all. And if you don't have the answer, seek someone who can assist you to get the answer. All right. Okay. Once again, my name is Craig, and this is our Live at 5 Mentoring MIT hybrid meeting. This is a men group, and we're talking about, as you can see, as it's scrolling across the screen, 10 characteristics of a role model. All right. And so we're talking about the next one we're going to talk about is dynamic. Dynamic. Flexibility is just a physical quality. It is also one of the important characteristics of a role model. All right. A person that is willing to vary their strategy and mold themselves into whatever is best for what they wish to achieve is acting with a dynamic mentality. All right. Be flexible. The article says being flexible is not just a physical quality, it is also one of the important characteristics of a role model. All right. Imagine a car that also turns into a submarine. Aha. Imagine that, right? All right. It's a plane and spaceship. There are some situations where it might be best for it to fly, but others will demand it become a submarine. In life, trying only one approach in every situation is an easy way to fail. Wow. Wow. That's deep. It says in life, trying only one approach in every situation is an easy way to fail. And so don't just have a one-track mind. Be flexible, be open-minded to try new things. If it didn't work this way, all right, do some strategies, and hopefully, most likely, you will get the good results that you're looking for. A great role model will know when to become relaxed, mindful, focused, dedicated, irreverent, humorous, intense, and any other side of being that helps them to better manifest their intention. So there's a whole list of characteristics. There's a whole list of things that what makes a role model a good role model, and they use several examples or entities that can describe the dynamic of a role model. Let's talk about respect. All right, and so we're going to talk about respectful. Another of the important role model characteristic is respect. In other words, the art of understanding, accepting, considering, and honoring one's surroundings. An ideal role model respect themselves and all others. If they were to be challenged by anything from an angry driver to bullying at school, they would respond with understanding empathy, and proper consideration of the results of their action. And so a lot of times I love cognitive behavioral therapy because it tells us, it teaches us the how we respond to a given situation will determine the outcome. So if we respond with positivity to any given situation or event, circumstances, most likely we will get the best results that we're hoping to achieve. So if you're involved in a situation, just like the article says, whether you're with a angry driver or dealing with someone who's a bully in school, all right? So you want to approach that situation from many perspectives, and the perspective you want to look at is from not only your perspective, but also how that person may be dealing with their lifestyle, or maybe they're going through something as well. So be mindful of that. Compassion and concern for others means that the role model will respect the needs of those that rely on him. It's all right. And so we'll cover a great deal of them. So we just want to move on. We're going to keep on talking about the importance of 10 characteristics of a role model. And these are some great ones that we're talking about. And we're talking about the next one is committed. You have to be committed to the process. Effective role models persist in spite of setbacks and failures. All right, can't be one foot in and one foot out, one foot in and one foot out. You got to be all in. The goal is more important to them than giving up is. Once they have committed to a decision, it is most often as good as done. All right. Commitment is one of the characteristics of a role model that makes them a good example. It means they are reliable and worth looking up to. Wow. Wow. And so these are some challenging topics, titles that we can look at ourselves and examine ourselves and ask ourselves, are we living up to the billing? Right? Role models possesses a committed nature that is loyal and determined. Let me read that again. All right, I don't want to speed through that one because that is so profound. It says, role models possess a committed nature that is loyal and determined. At times, there will be certain circumstances where a commitment may no longer serve them. This is where being dynamic becomes even more important. However, the majority of time, a role model will consider carefully before they commit. Once committed, especially when others are relying on them, they will come through. And so that just reminds me of keeping your word or keeping your promise. And so if you're not able to keep your word or your promise, and you have just reason or cause or why, or if something had deterred you, still be committed to the process. You know, you may have to explain to someone, say, hey, well, I know I said this, but this may have come up. However, I'm gonna make it my best to come through, just like I told you I would. All right. So that was committed. We was talking about. Let's talk about service-oriented. This is a good one. I really like this one as well. It's important to teach your team members that giving back to others in their community and beyond is necessary to be successful. Service-oriented. We're talking about giving back. Just as someone helped you along the process, don't be afraid to help someone else, because you never know. The help that you give to someone may go a very mighty long way, and it's a good feeling. It's good to be able to help somebody. All right. The best role models volunteer their time and effort to be a contributing member of their community. Being of service in your community builds unity, teamwork skills, and creates a generous heart. And so these are some good characteristics to have as being oriented because you don't want to be by yourself. You want to be a team player. You want to be united, and you want to create a generous heart. You want people to know that you are a loving person who has compassion. All right. Teach your kids the importance of service by regularly volunteering your time for causes and charities that matter to your family. Bring your children along so they can participate in service of their community as well. And so we often know that children oftentimes emulate uh, behaviors that they see. And so if you are demonstrating those good characteristics that we just mentioned, most likely they will carry it on uh, as they develop in childhood and on to adulthood. All right. Say bring your children along so they can participate in service of their community as well. They will undoubtedly learn many good things from their experience. Wow. And so a lot of times we as parents or we as adults or we as men, we have a duty, we have a calling, we have the responsibility to be good role models. Even if we wasn't successful at it at one point in our life, that doesn't make you a person who cannot qualify for those things because a lot of times we have some type of good examples that we can follow because whatever community we're in, there are good people everywhere you go. There's not bad people all the time and everywhere you go. And so don't believe the myth, don't believe the hype. So you take these characteristics, these good characteristics, and take it on to the next phase of life, whether it be in school, whether it be at work, whether it be in church, whether it be in community, wherever you may be in life, please have some good characteristics as role models. All right, then we're going to talk about self-improvement. The only way to grow and become a better person is to continually work on improving ourselves and our minds through education and conversation. Don't be afraid to try new experiences. Participate in conversations and read books that open your mind to new ideas. This teaches our children to never stop growing as well. And so, as the saying goes, never say to yourself or anyone else that you have arrived or that you have reached your apex in life or that you have uh, evolved to your zenith. And that is that because once you do that, you set limitations on yourself and therefore you stop growing, become stagnated. So continue to read books, continue to open your mind to new ideas, new ventures that's going to make a difference. Making a habit of self-improvement allows us to grow and learn new things that can provide us a better life. A positive role model recognizes the importance of self-improvement and makes the growth mindset a way of life. They are constantly increasing their high standards as come close to meeting them. They are always striving to improve. All right. And so what better way to improve than this next one? Healthy lifestyle. That's it. A healthy lifestyle. A proper diet and plenty of exercise not only help us live longer. Mhm. Yeah, it improves our brain function, give us energy, and allow us to experience more of life. Our children follow our example, so living a healthy lifestyle is an important characteristic of a good role model. Childhood obesity is on the rise and it leads to depression and disease in adulthood. Teaching your child healthy habits now will create good habits for the rest of their life. These habits will help them live a more fulfilling life. Be a role model for a family member by making healthy food choices and getting daily exercise. Include your child in these habits and teach them about making healthy choices. All right. And so the article talks about child obesity. It talks about eating healthy, and that is the goal. And healthy lifestyle, not only eating healthy, but also exercising. And so we must don't frown upon vegetables, don't frown upon nice healthy fruits, uh, food that's gonna give you proteins, that's gonna keep you energized, and for the most part, avoid sugar as much as possible. All right, let's talk about something else, and that's just so important, and that is honesty. All right, honesty is an important family value to pass on. Sometimes being honest with your kids is one of the hardest things to do. Wow. Yep. And I'm quite sure a lot of us have experienced when our parents had to be honest. There was things that we uh, desired or wanted. We thought that we had to have it. However, our parents would be quite frankly frank with us and let us know the money is not there, and so we have to respect that. As long as we have food, clothing, and shelter, uh, it will suffice, and we'll make it through another day. Sometimes being honest with your kids is one of the hardest things to do, especially when it comes to past mistakes and missteps. All right, it shows your kids that you're human too, and you have made mistakes, but you'll work to do better. Honesty is one of the most important characteristic traits a role model can have, demonstrating it is a good way to gain trust. Being honest can be difficult. It can, and it will come with challenges for young people too. However, showing a more vulnerable side of yourself and being honest, even when it's hard, is the best way to teach your kids to do the same. Honesty as a role model extends. Honesty as a role model extends beyond just the words you speak. It also includes making your life an open book. Your kids should feel comfortable asking you anything and understanding who you are. Take your kids to work with you so they can see what you do every day and why it's important. Talk to them about how you create your family budget and what your financial priorities are and why. Keeping secrets about things that can help your child learn to be a better person won't benefit either of you. So, even though this is the MIT uh, hybrid meeting, men in training, mentoring hybrid group, however, the family dynamic is so important because it gives us structure. It helps us to learn that we are not by ourselves. We are a team. We are a unit, and so we're working for a common good. So the article says, even if you have to take your child along with you, even you have to tell them or show them why you may say no to certain things, because there is a budget, and there is a goal that the family is striving to move towards. Right? All right. And so the last one talks about accountability. And finally, the buck has to stop somewhere, and that is the person in charge. A good role model takes accountability for their actions and for the outcome of their plans. We are not always perfect, and things don't always work out as we thought they would. So we have to own our mistakes and areas for opportunity so we can do better next time. We have to recognize what went wrong and be sure that those same errors don't happen again. Public figures need effective communication skills so they can demonstrate their accountability and learn from past experiences. All right. Accountability asks questions, reminds us of our values, call us up, cheers on our dreams, and yet challenges and confront us when needed. Accountability keeps us on track or guide us toward mid-course adjustments, right? Accountability brings perspectives. That is why it is such an important quality in a good role model. Wow. And so last and not least, we're going to talk about why the qualities of a role model makes them good leaders. Okay. So there have been 10 characteristics of role models that can serve as groups of action. They are a great place to start on your quest for self-improvement. As a parent or a community leader, we are role modeling all of the time, whether we intend to be or not. So it is important to try to exhibit good role model qualities. All right. Don't let that contribute to parenting stress. Rather, remember to always do your best and be satisfied with that. Remember that you are leading your children through your words and action. True role models walk the talk, even in difficult situations. They are the kind of people who know how to motivate others and make them want to be their best. Other qualities of role models include good character, positive behavior, strong teaching skills. Which of these positive role model character is most important to you? All right. And so here are a few of my favorite quotes about positive role model. All right. And so we will get into that. And y'all have a blessed day. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.